Thanks to those joining me live and to those that'll be joining me on archive. If you're listening on archive, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Take a moment, thumbs up the video or thumbs it down. Do something. It's there. Take a moment right now. Thumbs up, thumbs down, do something. Thumbs it up if you like the show. Thumbs it down if you didn't like the show. Thumbs it up because you like the video. Thumbs it down because you don't like I don't care. Do what you want to do. If you're listening to archive, leave a comment and tell me what do you think. What did you think about this episode? You read the title. You're reading the title. You know how I feel about this episode. You clearly see it on the title. You're reading it right now. You're reading the title. You're reading it. So you know how I feel. AJ10 in the house with the wrench. AJ10 has notifications. AJ10 has hit the bell button. That way he is notified when D Style comes on live. Be like AJ10. Take him, hit that notification button. Hit the share button and share this on your social medias. Take that moment. It's much appreciated. You know how I feel. You're reading the title. I've had a lot of criticisms about the show in the last 2 seasons, even 3 seasons. A little bit before that too. Right? The inconsistencies, I pointed them out, how they're rushing the show. I pointed that out, but I got to a point where I accepted it and whatever, and then, but this is not coming from somebody that's just trashing the show left and right, guys. I'm just telling you straight up. This was a terrible show. Arguably worst episode ever, and it's the finale. I'm going to tell you a couple of things they could have done on this show alone. I mean, there's things they could have done since the last 2 seasons. One, they could have made more episodes. They could have gone up to 10 seasons with the depth of this show, but no, they had to end it now. They had to. Good job, D&D. Fucked this one up. They fucked it up, folks. They messed it up bad. All right? But okay, fine. They didn't do that. I'm going to tell you what, several things. But this show, the way last episode ended, what they could have done on this show, they could have done several things, and it would have, still been not very satisfactory. It's what they were leaning towards. But it would have been a better show. What happened to Trial by Combat? Well, what happened to that? What happened to that? There's several things I thought was going to happen that didn't happen. It's like they went the worst possible way. They start the show in the aftermath. Okay, cool, I could roll with that. And then, first of all, it's like they were just dragging on with some of this stuff to make it seem epic. It wasn't epic. First of all, a whole castle fell on Cersei and Jaime, but Jaime's golden glove was sticking out of the rubble. They were on top of rubble. Like, can anybody explain this? Like the amount of bricks that were on top of them could have killed them, but they could have survived. The way they made it seem like the whole castle fell on them. So that's number one. But okay, it's sad. He's crying. He's seeing Jaime dead. Okay, cool. I'm okay with it there. I mean, there's some bad things with it, but technically, like the way Tyrion should have run into them was Dothraki and Unsullied soldiers, pulling their bodies out because Prison Airs wants to confirm that they're dead, right? That's one way they could have, but no, lazy writing. I mean, this is terrible. Jon Snow and Davos try to stop Theon Slade from slicing throats of all the Lannisters, even though they've surrendered. Okay, fine, I'm okay with that. But then, like, they say, we got to go talk to the Queen. So they take off to talk to the Queen. Grey Worm proceeds to slit their throats. But somehow, just as he's reaching the Queen, Jon Snow is, like, Grey Worm's he's already teleported next to the Queen. I mean, they don't explain this. Okay. But all right, it still hasn't lost me. This is the type of shit they've been doing all season, right? They haven't lost me yet. You know, I'm like, all right, I could live with this. Tyrion, you know, throws his hand to the king thing. I could live with this. They take him, kind of know what's going to happen. Okay, I'm like, okay, here, what are they going to do? They didn't do anything. I'm thinking, you know, Bronn, you know, he was promised something. He doesn't want Tyrion to get killed. Maybe Bronn breaks him out or something, right? No. Like the whole Bronn thing was just pointless. Ooh, they had him in the end as part of the with a master a coin. Ooh, this is terrible. Daenerys looks at Jon and then she leaves. Jon is arguing with Tyrion as if there's a good argument, saying she's my queen, trying to rationalize a thing. He goes to Daenerys, begs for her to let Tyrion go, like as if she's just gonna do it. She just burned down a bunch of little children, like seriously. And then he stabs her. Predictable, but and that was it was the right thing to do, and that is how I visualized it. But they went so wrong in so many ways. And then Arya, what was the point of Arya? Had no point. There was no point to Arya. None. No point to her. Like, what was the whole symbolism of the whole, the horse? Remember that? And she rode off with a horse. All of a sudden, she's no longer on the horse. Like, she's like, you know what? I'm not a horse type. Laters, peace. Right? Maybe she doesn't like white horses. I don't know. Maybe Arya's racist against white horses. I don't know. It's just all of a sudden, like the whole symbolism. I'm like, okay, what is it? What does it mean? You know, there must be this scene. There was a time where in Game of Thrones, things had a purpose, right? Why was Arya in King's Landing to begin with? Why was she there? Why was she staring down now the Mad Queen? What did she do? Nothing. Like, Arya did nothing. Why was she there in King's Landing and survived all that and rode away in a white horse for no fucking reason? Because it looked great. You know? Just like we're going to do this, long scene of Tyrion crying and removing the quote unquote rubble that fell on Jaime and Cersei. The whole castle fell on them, and somehow they're on top of the rubble, and there's only some bricks on top of them. Jaime's hand sticking out. Maybe it would have killed her, but like squashed them to death? Not the bricks I saw. But I digress. We went over that. Arya, no point. It was just no purpose for her to be there. None. Like, they had her kill the Night King. And then, like, she couldn't find a way to kill the Dragon Queen. I mean, what is this? They didn't even have her, like, what happened to Green Eyes? What are the Green Eyes that she killed? Oh, she's going to shut Brown Eyes, Blue Eyes, which is the Night King, and Green Eyes. Well, Cersei had Green Eyes. Well, she didn't shut those eyes. I mean, what is going on here? And what happened to the prophecy of Azor Ahai? Oh, we forgot. We just forgot about that. Who cares? Most of the casuals that watch it that think it's cool because there's dragons and the special effects don't really care about that Sorry, hardcore Game of Thrones fans have been watching it since the beginning or caught up somewhere in the middle of the series. Sorry. People just don't care about those details anymore. We're sorry. We're very, very sorry. What a terrible show. And then, he stabs her, he kills her. The dragon shows up. And I'm like, well, okay, maybe Jon's going to mount the dragon. And then, holy shit, what do you think? Does he burn the Dothraki? What is he going to do, right? Is he going to mount the dragon? Because is there a connection there? I mean, this is Aegon Targaryen, right? And I'm thinking symbolism, right? Ooh, it's burning the Iron Throne. Maybe they're going to break up the Seven Kingdoms. Maybe Jon's going to be like, I don't want to be king, and we're going to break the shit up. No. He picks up, he cries for his mom. The dragon throws a fit, okay, melts down the Iron Throne, which special effects is great, right? Symbolism, well, it had none. I guess the symbolism is that a dude in a wheelchair doesn't need the Iron Throne, so we're good, right? He'll just sit on the wheelchair, all right? Like I mean, what is this? Are you kidding me? Ooh, it's the end of the era. No more Targaryens. Well, there was no more Targaryens with Robert Baratheon. But anyway, I'm digressing. And then he picks up his mom and he takes off. And somehow the Unsullied and the Dothraki, and I got up to take a piss. They didn't even give a fuck up at this point, by the way. So I might have missed something in those 2 minutes that I was taking a piss. But unless I missed it, you guys can let me know. But they picked her up. He takes off, right? The dragon. Unsullied and the Dothraki. After finding out that Jon Snow, somehow they found out the dragon took off with her, so I don't know how they know, right? How do they know Jon Snow stabbed her by the heart? Like, how do they know that? Do they explain this? Did the dragon go tell on Jon Snow? Like, did it go drop her off with her body with the Dothraki and Unsullied? Unless I missed that part while I was taking a piss, I didn't see it. Did I miss that part? But anyway, somehow they knew, okay. And instead of killing Jon Snow on the spot for killing their leader, like they imprisoned him, right? They were just murdering people that quote unquote went against the queen, murdering them. Like no, they don't get to live. No murders. I mean, no imprisonment. Just murder. We're gonna slit throats. Like they don't slit the throat of the dude that literally just killed their queen. They don't kill him on the spot. No, we're gonna imprison him. We're gonna keep him there and chill. Like, what? And then somehow, all the lords and ladies of all of the Westeros are just there, right? And they have Tyrion summoned to them, but not Jon Snow, though. Okay, Jon Snow doesn't get to come out and change. Just Tyrion, which makes no sense. But okay. And somehow the prisoner Tyrion convinces everybody, right, that Bran the Broken. Bran the Broken should be the king. Terrible. I mean, this is insane. It's crazy. This is the ending you gave me. I remember I read those spoilers and I said, "There's no way. All those spoilers are false." No. What is this? Is this an April Fool's joke? They could have broken up the Seven Kingdoms. They could have, just done the whole. We're going to just go back to the way it was. But no. I'm not gonna lie. The whole part of Samuel Tarly telling everybody, we can, just go ahead and, have people vote for a leader, like everyone, and they laughed, like that's democracy, like they laughed about it. That was kind of funny. But other than that, the show was crap. The show was crap. This is terrible. I'm like, it's over? Like, you want to get depressed? Watch the first episode. Robert Baratheon coming in, Ned Stark, and the whole setup when you first see Daenerys over there in Essos, and they run into the five pups, and Ned tells them you'll train them yourselves, you'll take care of them yourselves, feed them the shot. If they die, you will bury them yourselves, and the whole nine, and the king shows up from King's Landing, and he's down in the crypts talking about how he dreams about killing Rhaegar Targaryen every night. And you watch that episode, I mean, you'll get depressed. You'll be like, and not to mention the way they started beyond the wall with a White Walker chopping off a head and throwing it at one of the Night's Watchmen, and the dude fucking escapes, and fucking Ned Stark has to behead his ass. And we as the viewer know that this threat is real, and Ned's not believing them. And how are people going to find out about this? And you're going to get depressed. It's going to depress the shit out of you. You'll be like, they ruined the show. They just had to do it. Like, this is crazy. Now, they shouldn't have finished it this fast. But if, let's say they told me, well, too bad. You got to finish this in 6 episodes from where we left off. They should have defeated Cersei first, okay? And then after that, the real war starts. You fight the White Walkers. You have the White Walkers win some battles. You have the army get even bigger, and you retreat from Winterfell. They get defeated at Winterfell. Have the Night King burn down King's Landing if somebody's going to do it. And in the final battle, have Dany die with her dragons, and she dies a hero or something. And Jon should have killed the Night King. And if you want to have Arya do it, fine. But that should have been the end. And then you end it with Jon King, Aegon Targaryen, 5th or 7th of his name, whatever the fuck it is. The king, done. He's Azor Ahai. They could have done that. Okay, you don't want to do that. Like, there would have been less fuss and less complaining. I can tell you that right now. There would have been less fuss and less complaining. I can tell you that right now. If you're listening right now live, take a moment, thumbs up the video. Take a moment, share the video on your social media. This is terrible. I will read the comments in a little bit, guys. This episode, what happened to trial by combat? What happened? Like, they just forgot about that. They just forgot about it. Now, if you weren't in such a rush, you could have had a trial. You could have had a lot of this, news get over to Winterfell. The North get angry and gather arms. You could have done a lot more things. But no, you want to do everything in one episode. The way this episode went through, it's kind of like if Jaime would have thrown Bran off the window in the first 30 minutes of the first episode, and by the second episode, we would have had the fucking Red Wedding. I mean, that's how much they're just fast forwarding through this shit. I mean, this is crazy. They're condensing the shit out of this. You would have had the Red Wedding by like the 3rd episode or 4th episode of season 1 by the pace that they're going by this fucking season. Ned Stark would have been beheaded by like the 2nd episode. I mean, I'm being serious. Battle of Blackwater, okay, would have been like the 9th episode of season 1. I mean, this is crazy. Actually, maybe the Red Wedding would have been in season, like the beginning of season 2, okay? Joffrey would have died like the very next episode. They would have done the Red Wedding, and then Joffrey dies at the end of that same episode. I mean, this shit's crazy. They condensed the shit. I mean, they took condensed to a whole nother level. They condensed the shit out of this shit. I mean, I can't believe this. They should have ended it with what mattered. Right? They should have ended it with a Night King. That's what they should have done, but no. We have to swerve, people. We got to swerve. We're going to kill the Night King in the third episode. People are not going to see it coming. Okay. Well, how'd that work out for you? They ruin you can't even go back and just enjoy this freaking saga anymore because you know how it sucks how it ended. Yeah, there's a lot of casual. Oh yeah, look at the special effect. The first 4 seasons were boring, man. Now we got dragons and they're blowing shit up. Yeah, man. Catering to that audience. Once they realize that most people don't care, most people will say, "Oh, it's just a show. It's just a show. It's not real. It's just a show." Shut up. Okay, in that case, then just because it's a show doesn't mean logic shouldn't apply. What are you gonna do? Just bring aliens from the sky then and have them invade Westeros? In that case, anyway, they could have done a trial. I would have done if I was one of the producers, I would have been like, "Look, man, we gotta have a battle. We gotta have some type of climax." There was no climax. There was no climax in this finale. None. The climax was when he killed Daenerys. And for a moment, you were wondering if the dragon was going to burn him alive. That's it. That is it. That is it, guys. That was the finale. No, I would have been we need a trial by combat. Have Tyrion demand a trial by combat, and he will pick Jon Snow as his champion. And Daenerys will pick Grey Worm as her champion. And then they fight it out. Now tell me, D-Style didn't just come up with a much better fucking idea. And they could have this trial by you could have Sansa there, Arya, all of them watching, Daenerys watching. They could have done an epic battle, one-on-one fight. You could have done that. Bam! Grey Worm catches him with a deadly blow. But somehow Jon Snow comes out on top. Maybe they both die. I don't know. But at the end of the day, they could have done so many other things. By the way, where did all these Unsullied come from? What happened? I thought they were depleted. They looked the same size that they looked in Meereen. That when she freaked the Unsullied, they looked like the same fucking size. Are you shitting me? They look the same fucking size. And where did all these Dothraki come from? Yes, I know some of them retreated from the army of the dead after they got fucked up, but not 3/4 of them. 3/4 of them didn't come back. Are you shitting me? Are you serious right now? How did this happen? Oh, but they have to do it they can have that epic. Does it look great? The way the army's all laid out, and you could have had that same scene, okay, in episode 3 or something. After they defeat Cersei, and then it's on to the Night King. But no, we got to do it this. Man, they fucked this. This whole thing got fucked up. They fucked, and this comes from a guy that liked the fact that she turned fucking heel. Okay. But as a wrestling fan, I love the fact that the whole internet is saying she turned heel. By the way, you're welcome. All right, but nonetheless, I'm one of the ones that was saying, I like the fact that she turned heel. I saw it coming. But this episode sucked. It sucked. This episode sucked. They could have had Jon Snow stab her with a sword, and when he pulls out the sword, Valyrian steel sword, there's fire on the sword, or to at least give him some Azor Ahai thing. something. And Arya's like just there. Like there was no purpose for her being there. There was no purpose for Arya. None. Like, it was the most pointless thing. The white horse was pointless. And she just wants to go west. Okay. It's random, but okay. Maybe I'm missing some, but she just wants to leave. Like, oh, I'm never gonna see you again, John. Sorry. Like, why not? Like, that's so stupid. You know, like I just like you're never gonna visit him ever. Like, oh, why? Like, what? Stupid. AJ-10, they're not thinking about that. Clegane killed all the King's Guard. I think once Danny saw Clegane, okay, slice up 4 King's Guard like nothing, she was like, why the fuck do I need one of those dudes? Like I'm better off with Unsullied, right? Jon Snow gave her the sweet chin music. Yeah, she did. Unbelievable. Jon Snow is obviously second in charge. Why did they even imprison him? How did they know that he killed? And then, like, why would the Lords of Westeros care what the Unsullieds think? Oh, well, we compromise with the Unsullied, and you're going to go to the Night's Watch. And why would the Unsullied care to release him then? Like, what do they? Why would the Dothraki care? Like, none of it made sense. The whole thing was loony. Like, none of it makes sense, guys. None of it. The whole thing was stupid. Now, if you have this situation, like where, like, let's say this had happened, but like the Night King is still looming, and then they find out the Night King just did some shit, and they find out he's real, and they're like, okay, we got to let this Jon Snow guy go. They could have done something with that, but no, like they just fucked the whole thing up. And how do they know that he killed her? Like, how do they know this? Maybe he confessed. It is Jon Snow after all. The climax was Danny dying. You're right, AJ-10. What do you guys think? What do you guys like? What do you think? If they would have done a Jon Snow versus Grey Worm, like, you know, trial by combat, would that have at the very least given us some? I would have loved to see that. Like, nobody died in this episode. What? It's the finale. Are you kidding me? Oh, we're gonna swerve people. We're gonna do the opposite. Like, oh my god. Like, I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. Like, they got an ace in the hole. Like, they got some. John the Broken, Bran the Broken. Wow. Unbelievable. You can't make this shit up, folks. This term is overused, but you can't make this shit up. If you're tuning in, take a moment, thumbs up the video. Can't make this up. This is crazy. Who would have been down for a Grey Worm versus Jon Snow one-on-one, mano a mano, the best Unsullied versus like the best of the North? Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's go at it. They could have had an epic battle. I would have settled for Grey Worm winning. Right? Oh my God, he killed. Nobody would have seen that coming. That would have been shocking. Like, oh my God, I thought Jon Snow was going to win. And Jon Snow goes down and Jon Snow dies. And then have Tyrion executed and Danny wins. I don't give a like. That would have been better. Right? I mean, I personally, I would have gone with Jon Snow winning, but he gets like a deadly blow. Plus, Jon Snow was brought back to life for a purpose. The Lord of Light brought him back to life because he still had a purpose, right? Now that the purpose is over, I assume, why isn't he dead? There should be some type of like, it's just like, because that's the logic I understood, right? When the Lord of Light still needs you alive, he'll bring you back. But then once you serve the purpose you were meant to do, you're going to die, right? But no, they just forgot about it. They forgot about Azor Ahai. The Lord of Light is just a non-factor now, apparently. The Lord of Light, he just randomly, did the whole White Walker thing to just randomly just have this moment happen that meant nothing in the end, and then that's it. Like, because apparently they didn't do anything. Apparently, the Night King had made no damage whatsoever. Apparently, all the Unsullied are still alive, and the Dothraki are still alive. So what the fuck? This is crazy. And man, am I the only one that felt that they were just dragging certain scenes on? Like making them that extra minute too longer, like just because they just wanted the last episode to be long. Am I the only one that feels that way? Am I the only one? We just want to get to this part where Brandon Broken becomes king. Just let's get on with it. Let's get on with it. Let's get on with it. Like, but shit, we still got like 30 minutes to fill. All right, just have Tyrion lay there and just stare at the camera for like a good, whole minute and a half. Why? What's unbelievable? Tyrion adjusting chairs. Oh, look. They did the normal thing and pulled the chair out to sit down. Oh, that's so hilarious. Yeah, they just dragged it on, man. They should have done a trial by combat. They should have had Jon Snow win the trial by combat. They should have had Daenerys say, I don't give a shit if he won. And then there should have been a battle. The Northmen should have came in, fought the Dothraki. Like, there should have been some type of debate about, hey, we got the crow. What happened to all the crows that Varys sent out? Like, they didn't even bring it up. Like, hey, we got word that Jon's the real heir to the throne. They didn't bring that up. January didn't bring up, hey, my dad was, Robert Baratheon, the rightful king. That didn't come up. I mean, there's no reason why they should all agree. I mean, this is stupid. This is retarded. Yeah, HBO wanted more episodes. HBO should have told D&D, you know what? Do what you can for a couple more, but you're not going to finish it. We'll hire city producers. That's what they should have done. Maybe I don't understand all the contracts behind that, but they should have worked something out with them because, man, this is terrible. This is atrocious. God help us all. Five Fan Elsie says there was 5 people that knew he was king when they were talking. 3 of them was his family, and they said nothing. Yeah. I would have questioned the whole thing. I would have questioned the whole thing. Unbelievable. Kingsguard, not around. Clegane killed them all in 10 seconds flat anyway. But she didn't select the Kingsguard. Nothing about that. There's nothing. Nothing. And it's like, I felt like, man, from here, like they could go a whole nother season with this shit going on. They could have done a whole season with what happened in this one episode. With all those circumstances, they could have got another 10 episodes. Unbelievable. I'm thinking, is John going to mount the dragon and take over it? Like, what's going on here? Like, maybe it's prophecy. Maybe like nothing. Terrible. Who would have been down for Grey Worm versus Jon Snow? Trial by combat. Who would have been down for that? Yeah, they need small council. Ooh, ha, ha. Oh, look, Bronn got Highgarden. We're talking about the most forced episode, forced character in the show. Okay, like. You could have given John his real name. Nothing about that. I was sure it was Cummings, his fight final LC. D&D know they fucked this whole thing up, man. They knew there was too much depth in this show, right? There was too much depth in the show to. I mean, this is crazy. It's like you. It's kind of like if you want to read a novel, and you read like the first half of the novel, you read the novel, but then like the second half, you just go to Wikipedia and look up the detail. Like that. That's how it felt. Right. CO or Kofa Fitness says trial by combat is what I thought was going to happen. It's the only logical thing. It wasn't even requested. So for anybody that says, well, she's the new queen, she didn't have to. It wasn't even a request. Like, you're Tyrion Lannister. You know, you've heard the stories of Jon Snow killing a White Walker beyond the wall. Right? You've heard all the stories of this dude who's was brought up since he was a little bastard kid, brought up to be a fighter, brought up to. I remember when I can't. It's depressing bringing up epic scenes of this show just because of what it devolved into. But I still remember when Ned Stark looked at Cersei Lannister, right, and she said, you know, you were brought up to obey, you know, your superiors or whatever, something like that. And Ned looked at her and said, I was also brought up to kill my enemies, right? That's what Jon Snow was brought up to do. In a fair fight, Starks are hard to kill, right? Especially Jon Snow. They could have done, but no, we're not going to do that. And then you put him in there against Grey Worm. And even if you think, well, Jon's going to win, right? It's the last episode. But do you know that? I don't know. And they could do the scene. It would have been epic. You could have done something where it looks like Jon's going to die. You look at Arya's face and you look at whoever, right? You look at Sansa's face. It would have been epic. But no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do a trial by combat. We're not going to, like, when Jon Snow went into the room, like, I thought either Bronn or Jon Snow is going to be his champion. That's what I was thinking. Maybe Bronn comes in, you know, it's like, I'm going to help you escape. No. Be my champion. You win, Highgarden's yours, right? At least, I would have preferred Jon Snow, obviously. But I thought he was going to ask Jon Snow. I thought he was leading up to be my champion. I'm going to ask for a trial by combat. But no, we're not going to do that. Right? They just forgot about all that. Andy is a high school student who got into good college and finishes his senior year with C's. You know what? I remember, guys, when I was in, what was it? I think it was 7th grade. In literature class, right? we were going over fiction, like fictional stuff, like Beowulf and other shit. And I remember, like, they had us write a fictional, like a short fictional story. But the teacher didn't have us like do our own, right? The teacher had us in groups. They put us in groups, or I should say pairs. I'm sorry, like pairs of twos, and just randomly had us pair with somebody, or brainstorm the story and talk amongst yourselves and come up with a story. You have a week to finish it, yada yada yada. Every last 20 minutes of class, we would just get with our pair. We would work on that, and then go to our and take it for homework, whatever. I wrote the first half of the story, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but it was a pretty good story, especially for a seventh grader, right? And I had talked about with my classmate. I told her this is what this could be, and and I do vividly remember like me having all the ideas. And maybe one of these days, I don't think I have it. I don't think I have it anymore. But I remember I would save my short stories and I would put them away. Maybe one of these days I'll read some of my. I wrote a lot of short stories back in the day. Maybe one of these days I'll read them. All right, I think they're good. Okay, but anyway, I remember how good it was. Like I remember we had to go in front of the class, right, and read it. That we had like 30 minutes. We're gonna read this. I read my part. It was epic. When she read her part, man, it's horrible. It was condensed. It was rushed. It wasn't very good. Okay. I remember the teacher saying, man, the first half was really good. And that's what this brought these memories back. That's like it brought it back. It brought back some horrible memories, man. And that's what this feels like. It feels like the first half was written by like a brilliant mind, and then like his classmate who was half-assing it and shit wrote the other half. I took the same story and continued it, but did a horrible job with it. That's what this sounds. That's what it looks like. That's what happened with, and that's literally once the material from the books wasn't there, the storylines got horrible. All right. The CGI got better. The wolves were big. There was dragons. There was dead armies, and the battle scenes, like in Battle of the Bastards, were great, right? But they still had some type of. They weren't too far away from the source, but the further they got into deep waters, the further they got from having no book source, the worse it was getting. And I don't know if they grew frustrated because this dude, R.R. Martin, wasn't finishing the books, or I don't know what it is. But holy shit, man, it was terrible. This season was like those assignments in school, 1,000 words. In reality, you'll say it would have hunted down John. Yes. Like, what the hell's going on, dude? Why wouldn't the Unsullied just assume that she flew off with the dragon and they don't know where she is? You know what I mean? Like what's going on? Unbelievable. I can't believe it, guys. This is like I knew it wasn't going to be satisfactory, but I thought maybe it would be okay. It wasn't even okay. They just had to do okay. They couldn't even do that. I'm thinking, okay, there has to be a reason why Arya is here, right? No reason. There was no reason. Like she was there for no fucking reason. Arya should have done the whole I'm going, west shit right after Winterfell. It would have made sense then, but it didn't make sense now. I really wanted to kill Cersei. Okay. Are you kidding me? Man. I wish they would have done a better job with this. I just wanted okay. That's all I wanted. We didn't get a fight scene. We didn't get a one-on-one something, an execution. I mean, they didn't throw us a bone. I mean, one person died, Danny. That's it. It's like, well, Danny's gonna die, so nobody else has to die. Wow. Unbelievable. I mean, this is crazy. Let me read some more comments. Then it was worse than the Falcons blowing a 25-point lead in the Super Bowl. By the end of season 5, Game of Thrones was ahead 100-0 in the fourth quarter. I remember R.R. Martin suggested to them right after season 6, even season 7, do a prequel, do a season with a prequel, have Robert's Rebellion. They could have done a 10-episode series on that. It would have given enough time to finish the next book, and they wouldn't have been as deep on sea. Hey, go to 10 seasons. But they didn't listen. They wanted to move on and do some Star Wars shit. That's what this is about. It's really what it's about. Star Wars is to blame. Because D&D wanted to move on and do that. Instead of saying, you know what, HBO, we're going to finish strong, but it's going to be incomplete. You know, if you guys want to work on a prequel while you figure the rest out, go ahead, but we're signing off. Like something could have been settled, you know, like what is this? You know what? I think this is the worst finale I've ever seen. Fight fan, I agree with you. You should have finished the book, but they could have given it a little more time for Winds of Winter to be finished, man, and there would have been so much more material. But they rushed the whole thing. You know, they could have gone another 2-3 seasons with the material in the books. They didn't want to. And then they were hell bent on even the storylines they had set. They were just hell bent on just wrapping it up. Like, all right, guys, so we got to wrap this shit up. It's like hearing a good story and then yada yada yada, and then it's like someone telling you a good story. They're halfway there, and then like they get a booty call text, and they're like, all right, anyway, so long story short, so this is what happened. This was the long story short season. Well, anyway, so long story short, imagine long story short in the first season. Can you imagine that? So anyway, long story short, Bran saw Cersei and Jaime fucking. So Jaime pushed him off the window. The Lannisters were guilty for that, and then someone else, a dude called Littlefinger, tried to have Bran killed. And that led to a war between the Lannisters and the Starks, and then that led to the Red Wedding, and then that's what it was. So anyway, long story short, that's what this season was. Long story short, no payoffs, no, just rush it all through, and then you end it like this. And I'm thinking maybe they're going to go with some trial by combat here. Even though Varys didn't get one, right? I mean, it seems like I understand the whole concept of, well, it's not like she followed that through, right? But in Westeros, that is a thing, right? So if she's now the queen of Westeros, like they could have brought that up to her. Like, well, you know what? We do have a thing called trial by combat. You know, so yeah. But I understand. I like some people might say, well, Tommen got rid of it. Yeah, but Tommen committed suicide, and Cersei, they could have come up with something there. They could have planted a seed somewhere to make sure that's a possibility, and that's it. Like those YouTube videos you watch to like for people that don't want to watch the whole season to just catch up with Game of Thrones. That's what this was, right? And they knew, what, we're gonna get great ratings anyway. People are gonna tune in anyway. We're gonna wrap it up anyway. So fuck it. And I don't want to hear the excuse of, oh, because dragons cost a lot of money. The CGI. They didn't have to do CGI on every episode. You are in the right place. How would have I just done something random? Like I would have been like, okay, that's what you want to do. That sucks. Fine. But I would have ended it like when they had the small council and then they, you know, and I forgot the dude's name, but it's they kind of turn like when he turns the wheelchair around, and then Brand's eyes turn blue. I'd have been like, oh shit, and everybody would have been what? At least, right? I would have had like okay, Jon Snow goes north of the wall. And what is he gonna do? Be king beyond the wall now? I don't know, but he goes north of the wall, and then what? So Jon Snow goes north of the wall, and like give us some like a trace of a White Walker or like or something. No, we didn't get anything. Nothing at all. So no one else wanted independence. Like nobody wanted. Like just like if there was ever a time for everyone to declare independence, this was it, folks. Like who would have been against it? Like if Tyrion would have said, "Well, why don't you all just do your own thing?" It's the Targaryens that showed up with dragons and forced everyone to bend the knee to them. The Targaryens did that shit. Just go back to the way it was before the Targaryens. That you don't give a fuck about Targaryen rule anyway. But no. We're going to have Bran the Broken. And Bran becoming king, like they didn't lead up to it at all. Like it at all. It's random. And if that is the end of a Song of Ice and Fire, I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of different shit that will make more sense to lead to that point. Right? I can almost guarantee you that. Oh, you know what will make the show great? Just put Bronn randomly in the end again. Okay. Boxing Historian says he's been done with a series. Tiffany Black says, yes, I agree. Something. AJ10, whose idea was to even take Bran to King's Landing? I have no idea. Everything is so random, dude. Like he kills the queen and then bam, everybody's there. Like it's just, I mean, talk about rushed. Could you imagine, like, Littlefinger betrays Ned Stark, has a knife to his throat, and then bam, next scene, like he's on his knees about to get beheaded. Like it's just like bam, next scene, bring me his head. Poof. Like, what is this? This show used to be so good, man. That's what's frustrating. Can't even go back and enjoy certain episodes anymore because I know how it fucking ends. I would have taken Stannis on the fucking throne, man. Something. Like, give me something. Okay, so after the king dies, we're all going to come together and as one agree on a king. Like, you know how stupid of an idea that is? That's going to work out great. Like, what? Are you kidding me? Just break up the fucking kingdoms. And then the symbolism of the dragon burning down or melting down the Iron Throne, there would have been some symbolism there at least. And then, like, the Unsullied just agreeing to, like, you could have done, like, a trial by combat, man. We would have had Grey Worm versus fucking Jon Snow. Man, that would have been epic, by the way. But we're not with that now. I mean, it doesn't mean a show would have been great, but at least we would have had that scene. Yes, people would still be complaining about it, of course. It's warranted. But at the end of the day, we would have had something. They finally had Jon Snow, okay, pet his damn dog. All right, like, ooh. Too fucking late, okay? Yes, Mejia, it did suck. Real Agent 10, yeah, no scenes on episode 3. Oh, that's crazy. Well, he didn't he? Episode 3, he was there. He was in the right there with Theon and stuff like that. I know that there was like a season where they didn't really show him at all, right? If I'm not mistaken. What happened to you? You used to be beautiful, says AJ10. For those watching live right now, take a moment, thumbs up the video, share the video. What's going on here? Why did they do this? By the way, everyone's saying the same thing, by the way. Like, I just got a text from one of my cousins here. All right. And he just texted me. Look at this. He says, the whole thing should have ended after they fought the White Walkers. They should have saved that episode for the end. At least. At least. They could have given us that bone at least. They could have done a trial by combat. They could have done a million things. But why would she agree to? It wasn't even requested. Seriously. Tyrion, the guy who stood trial, right, who requested trial by combat, all of a sudden forgot that you could request trial by combat. I mean, you would think, they could have gone with that, and they could have done a great scene with that. I mean, it's the one thing that they could have stood out from the other episodes, like a one-on-one, battle. The Red Viper versus the Mountain was a very popular episode. They could have done that, right? But no, we're not going to do that, though. I mean, that just makes too much sense. I'm not saying it's ideal. That would have been the ideal if they could have done so many things where it would have been epic. But no, I just wanted okay. And they made us wait 2 years for this. 2 years. The dragon just picks up his mom and takes off. Why did he pick her up anyway? Like, what's he gonna do with the body? Like, what is that? Like, what? Let's take it to Valeria. Like, what's happening here? They should have had her take down Cersei. Okay? They should have had her tell Jon, sorry, Jon, I can't do it. I can't join you. And then she takes down Cersei, right? They hear about what the fuck she did. Could you imagine the drama there? Jon, she burned down all the King's Landing, but we need her help. Without her dragons, none of us will survive, right? Whatever. Like they could have done so many things. They could have done. I'm not even saying that would have been the ideal thing to do, but it would have been better than what we got. Oh, I have an idea. I think AJ Ted said this. Could you imagine like if Thanos was defeated halfway through Infinity War? What the fuck's the rest of the movie about? Well, does it make sense? Oh, but it's just you didn't see it coming, did you? Just because you don't see something coming, it doesn't mean it's a good thing, okay? Not all surprises are a good thing. Like, if they give you a surprise present and there's shit in there, are you expecting a big pile of shit inside your present? No. Is it a surprise? Yeah. Is it a good present? No. Like they gave us a big pile of shit surprise. Surprise! Surprisey style. Look at this. You didn't expect that. Oh, you didn't see that coming, huh? Ah, you thought Arya was going to do something, right? That's why you thought she was in the episode? Psych. What was the whole symbolism? Like, I remember people that were like trying to come up with the symbolism of the white horse. I mean, maybe there's some symbolism. There was no symbolism. It was just a random thing. They just thought, oh, look, it'll look epic. And there's like a horse still alive. And, you know, okay. Katie Powers, I don't know who that is, bruh. I don't know who that is. But let me go up a little bit here. To the very beginning here. Let me just read some of these. Joe Lopez, 40 ounces. He never watched Game of Thrones, but he will listen. Well, that's good. Yeah, like Jamie and the face is still intact because only a couple bricks fell on them. Let me tell you, if a castle ruin like falls on you and crushes you alive, then your hand is not going to be sticking out. Okay, like from that run. You're not going to be sitting on top of a pile. Like, you know, Tyrion climbs on the pile and then starts removing. I mean, this is crazy. Ben Umar says, he calls it horrendous. He says, this ending is even worse than Boardwalk Empire, and that was rushed as well. I don't know if you were a fan of it, but HBO has a history of fucking up finales. I watched Boardwalk Empire for a couple seasons. The North wanted independence. Everybody should have been like, well, I want independence too. They should have all declared independence. You should have broken up it would have made sense. Ben Umar wants his last 8 years back. Anticlimactic it was. Yeah, the Rocky just forgot that like their queen, the one that they gave up their whole lifestyle for, and they left the Dothraki Sea for, and for the first time in their history, crossed the narrow sea, and for this woman, and they just chilled. They're like, they let this dude live. How did they know he killed her? I don't know how I still don't know how they knew that he killed her, but message was held for review from Ben Omar. I've been watching from day one, and this was fucking let down of epic proportions. The writers are poking fun at the viewers with a Fire and Ice song in the worst time. Boxing fan, it makes no sense why they just spent time saying Bryan is zoned out, locked into prison of the past. Yeah. Yeah, apparently he knew everything, AJ10. Brand did. He knew everything was going to get burned down. I agree, Epic. The Fight Fan LT, it was trash. I don't know, Rascorn. I don't know why they would make Rank the king. Ben Omar, I have no idea if John's the king of the free folk. I have no clue. Brandon Broken. What about Braun the Pointless? I mean, that dude's Braun the Pointless. He's just there for no fucking reason, man. Oh, yeah. Make sure you had him at the end. We forgot that he made Tyrion promise Highgarden. Okay. And Brandon Broken just gave him Highgarden, by the way. He just gave him Highgarden. Why? I don't know. So why did it matter that John was a Targaryen? Didn't even give that man his... It didn't matter. A Song of Ice and Fire, I'm convinced, is the story of Jon Snow, by the way. But it's just random. It's like, no, we can't end it with that. Everybody sees that coming. Let's just make Bran the king, you know? I don't know, man. I apologize that I can't get through all these chats, these comments here, but man. I agree with a lot of these comments, man. It was trash. I mean, the whole thing was just dragged. It was just dragged on and on and on. AJ10 says they were wiped out by the living dead and boom, they doubled in size. AJ10, the more realistic scenario would be anarchy and super power vacuum. And don't forget the Illusion Dragon no one owns. I really wish they would have told the indie, hey, give us one more solid season. We'll go from there. You want to go do your Star Wars thing? That's fine. But we're not going to end it like this. No way. This show used to be so good, man. This show used to be so good. What happened? Kenny Powers, they're hinting at John going off to be king beyond the wall. The Night's Watch stuff seemed dumb anyway. What was he supposed to go watch? Man, they could have had Sam find something and be like, hey, it looks like they're going to come back. They could have had some signs, something. Like, hey, we're hearing stories about like towns up north, like people like waking up, you know, or dying or coming back to life. Something. They could have done something, but no, we're not. No. Unbelievable. What was the point? Well, like everything's stupid, man. All right. Let's make the three-eyed raven the king and not give a good explanation for it. We're just going to say that he has a lot of good memories of our past and he knows everything in the present. And so we should make him king. What? Okay. AJ10, this episode is like seeing a prime and undefeated Mike Tyson losing to a butterbean by a lazy jab in the 12th round. Finales should be about closure. Instead, there are way too many unanswered questions, and because they rushed it, because they're leaving it up to interpretation, they're being very random. They're just doing pointless, random shit. There was no meaning behind that stupid white horse. What was the meaning of it? Why were we watching Ira caressing the horse, and why was it dramatic music, and why did that horse survive? Why did she get on the horse? Why did she ride off with the horse? and the horse is nowhere to be found in the right in the aftermath. What was the point? It was just a waste of time. There was a time where every scene, you couldn't miss a scene because there was clues and Easter eggs and things being foreshadowed or hinted at. And if you miss one scene, you would miss something. But no, it doesn't matter anymore. Like before the Red Wedding, you can go episode by episode, seeing every single mistake that led to that point onto Rob's demise. Like nobody liked the fact that this character died. It was sad to see. Everybody was sad about it, but we all understood. Well, it does make sense. I mean, he didn't marry the dude's daughter. He did promise to do that. He didn't do it, and it makes sense why he did it, even though we kind of knew it was a dumb decision. We kind of know how Catelyn can kind of contribute to it by letting Jaime go, and just a lot of shit. Every action, every scene, there was consequence for it. There was it was there for a reason. A character was there for a specific reason. Arya was just there. Like this little girl, it's like she was just there. She's a faceless man assassin. Right? And she did nothing. She didn't kill anybody. She did nothing. She just tells Jon Snow, she's a killer. I know a killer when I see one. Terrible. Arya being there is pointless. Is Jon living with the wildlings? Yes. That's what it looks like anyway. Bran sitting down 10 minutes would at least have foreshadowing by D&D standards. Oh, we're just going to have Arya, right? We're just going to have her it's going to look great. She's going to ride this white horse. And it's going to have some type of meaning, but it really isn't. It's going to be pointless. Can anyone tell me the purpose behind a white horse? Why was Arya there? Well, why? It just doesn't make sense. They should just had her die there. It would have been better. It would have been sad and oh my God, Arya was killed. Something. And Jon gonna be like, you killed my sister. I found the body of my sister. You burned her alive. Something. Right? I would have rather Cersei survive. And Jaime, they should have instead of the rubble, caught them and behead them in front of everybody or something. Have Tyrion just walk there and she just looks at Tyrion and be like, you let him free. And now you will watch him die in front of us. Something. Give us some. God damn. They failed. And it will kill her when I see one. Well, no shit. Everyone saw it, right? No shit, Arya. I don't know. When did you know she was a killer? When she burned the south side of King's Landing or the north side of King's Landing? Which part? When she burned the west side or the east side? Really? I mean, because I wasn't sure when she burned the first half of King's Landing, but man, when she did the second half, I knew for sure. Unbelievable. Why wouldn't the Iron Islands, by the way, say, hey, we want our independence? Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't the Vale say, You know, that's a good point, Sansa. And the veil helped the North get power back in the Battle of the Bastards. We want independence too. Hey, that's a good point. You know what? I want independence too. Son, I mean, holy shit, guys! My expectations were not that high, and I'm still disappointed. You see, a lot of people were disappointed this whole season. I wasn't, because I didn't have high expectations. Like, it was okay, you know. But like, it's hard to disappoint somebody that doesn't have high expectations. Like, I had already given up on high expectations on this show for a while now. So I came in not having high expectations, and I'm thinking, just give me something, throw me a bone, have some exciting scenes, have a one-on-one battle, or trial by combat, or something. You know what they could have had? You know what they could have done? They could have had Jaime and Cersei prisoners. Have Jaime request a trial by combat, right? And then if she really is the Mad Queen, she could have picked Fire as her champion. And they could have put Tyrion on a strangling device, similar to what happened with the Alder Stark and his father, okay, in the before Robert's Rebellion. They could have done that. I just came up with that, like, off the top of my head. All right. Like you know what I mean? They could have done that. They could have been like, they could have done a lot of things. They could have had Cersei executed. They could have done a lot of things. All right. Like it's they didn't have to die in the rubble. You know, like, it wasn't. By the way, the rubble is that's a stretch. By the way, calling it a rubble, like it was. It's not rubble when your hand's sticking out. Like, you know, like it's stupid. I mean, it's like a parody. It's like somebody made a parody of Game of Thrones, and that's on Saturday Night Live, and that's what I'm watching. What was the Night King of the babies? To make more White Walkers, I'm assuming, right? But yeah, they never followed up with that. Like, they never. What happened to who's taking care of the little babies? Nobody knows. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't give us anything. Maybe they'll do a show later on with Jon Snow beyond the wall, and the White Walkers will be back. I don't know, you know, but I just feel like this. First of all, it didn't even feel like a finale. Okay, it wasn't satisfying. It wasn't even okay. It was the worst show I've ever seen on Game of Thrones. It's kind of like they just wanted to just finish it. Like, so yeah, yada yada yada. Right. Okay. Anyway, Bran's the king because, you know, he was broken and all that. He's the three-eyed raven after all. Nobody questions that, by the way. Like, all these random lords, like, don't even question. Like, they don't even at least have Bran show them his power, right? Like, nothing. Like, they just go with it. Aye. All right. Aye. We got no answers. What did the Night King want? What do you want? We don't know. You know, he's dead. You know, he has no purpose. So okay. The whole prince that was promised. Well, who cares? Right? It don't matter. It's Bran. Because he's king now, which means he was a prince before. Okay. What happened to all like in Westeros, by the way? King's blood matters. Like, there is something divine about King's blood. That's why Melisandre was able to, like, do shit with King's blood, even with Gendry and shit. Right? when she had sex with Stannis, she was able to do some black magic shit and have that fucking evil baby that killed the brother. And like, now it's like, we're just going to decide on kings now. Like, we're going to come together here and just like vote on it. Like now it's not about destiny. It's not about being born a prince, having king's blood or none of that. Cause that doesn't matter anymore. Like, are you shitting me? So next time somebody is voted king and they have an heir, you don't think they're going to this is stupid. The whole thing's dumb. He was death itself. I mean, I could kind of see that, but the more you think about it, like the whole, like, there's a lot of shit missing here, and they didn't know where R. Martin's going with everything. You could just tell. So they're just kind of like, we'll just kind of just pull it through and just go with it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, G10. People fight over a house and who gets what and all that over a will meeting. Absolutely. But these lords, they're just going to decide unanimously all the time who the king is. Like if Tyrion would have said, why don't you all just do your own thing? Go be kings just like it was before the Targaryens came about. And that's that. Like you figure your own shit out. And that's it. There is no more one king. No more of that. All right, give me one moment, guys. Give me 1 second. Yeah, sorry about that. Sometimes when you go live and oh shit, and you don't have a co-host, you just gotta kind of move along. That's just happening right now. I do gotta go in a little bit, guys, but thank you to everyone that did join me live here. It is a shame how this show ended. It really is. I just wanted more out of this, and you give people an epic ending, man. You know what they do? Like they buy it. Like they'll buy all the like. If this would have been a good ending, I would have bought every season on Blu-ray. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna do that anymore. For what? For what? For what reason? It's like buying a movie where the ending sucks. For what? I just don't get. There's no sense to this. Honestly, I don't get it. I am baffled by the way this episode ended. Baffled. I don't know I know this is anecdotal, but I don't know one person happy with the show. No one in my family, none of my friends in my personal life, no one is happy with the show. Nobody. All right? No one is happy with the show. Not like, oh, it's a sad. That was sad, but it was a good show, though. No. They're not happy with it. No one I see online. I usually, I'll watch a boxing fight. I'm like, man, that boxing fight sucked. Like, usually somebody, I don't know what the fuck you saw. I thought it was a great fight, right? Like, it always happens. For this, I can't get one person. Well, I think that fight was obvious. That guy totally won that fight. Somebody always comes on and says, nah, what are you talking about? I thought so-and-so won. I don't know what fight you saw these now. For this, I don't have a person yet in the chat saying, I don't know what the fuck you saw. I thought that fucking ending was great, right? I haven't seen it yet. Maybe I missed a comment, but I haven't seen it. No, I just tell him to pretend that it ends on the third episode of the last season or something. Skip the last season. I mean, man. Eddie Allen just finished the finale. My God, what a trash finale! Worst finale of any show I've ever seen. I've seen a lot. You're right on, Eddie LM. AJ10, the viewers in Europe had to stay up until 2, 3 a.m. to watch this ending. Episode 5, at the very least, like even I had low expectations going in, by the way. That is an important thing to say. But even I say, you know what? I like the episode. I liked episode 5. Given the fact that I came in with low expectations and all that, I don't have a problem with it. But as far as this, I came in with the same low expectations, and holy shit, it wasn't even close. It was a failure. I was sitting there, honestly, I was like, just end this shit already. Just end it. Just end it already. Behead the fucking show already. You know, the White Walkers were just trying to save us from the misery of these last 3 episodes. That's what the White Walkers are trying to do. The White Walkers are, you guys don't understand. We're trying to save you from this shit. Stop cheering against us. If we end it, it ends here. It's a better ending than what you're going to get. The White Walkers winning and killing all humanity, it would have just been, a lot of people wouldn't have liked it, but it would have just been better than this. Right? The White Walkers just killing everybody. It would have been better. Like Cersei gets word, madam, the army of the dead have defeated the army in Winterfell. They're coming here. Oh fuck, we're fucked up. Yeah, we are kind of fucked. The Night King just fucking slaughter kingdom after kingdom, you see. Ended with him smiling while he's fucking just taking over. Something. AJ10 or Eddie LM, I'm sorry. Jon Snow, all those prophecies, build up the main character spotlight, all reduced to nothing. That's like turning Goku into a side character. Exactly. Good comparison. Charles R's world says overhyped garbage. Y'all just got trolled and wasted 8 years. Well, you're not wrong. Eddie LM, final 15 minutes of the episode, I just kept waiting for it to end because it was nothing but a dreadful fan fiction at this point. Yeah, you're right. They kept going to those like black screens. I'm like, is it over now? And then they would come back. Oh shit, Tyrion's face. Oh man. And apparently this was like 5 months later. Why is he still alive? I don't know. They don't explain this shit. And only having the final 50 minutes of the episode, I just kept waiting for it to end because it was nothing but dreadful fan fiction at this point. I read that again, but yes, it was. AJ10, I would have taken the White Walkers taking over Westeros, but a new army from the east is at sea with more dragons. At least the ending would have been more epic. Something. I would have taken that. I would have taken that. I would have liked somebody to have slayed the dragon. Like the dragon just lives. Like it just flies away. Okay. They could have done some epic slaying the dragon shit. But no, we're not gonna do that. We can't do that, D-style. Oh man, I feel like they're fucking with us. I feel like we're gonna wake up tomorrow like, guys, we're just kidding, guys. That's not the finale. All right, psych. Here, we're gonna give you the real finale next week. Like, like, come on. Can't make this shit up, man. I mean, they could have done a lot of stuff, dude. They could have turned like. Why didn't we? Did we get Hodor as like at least as a white shit? Like we didn't even get that. Like I mean, this is crazy. Arya didn't even close Green Eyes. I don't know. Maybe they're doing like another series and she will, but I haven't heard anything. Eddie Allen fans are already coming up with a theory that Drogon flew east to take Dany to the Red Priestess to rescue her. And years later, she returns with an army and more dragons. Oh, because Drogon knows, right? Like he knows, like where that's at. I mean, I guess you could do that, you know, but it's the finale. It's over. The Throck is just like our non-factor. Like they had no say in the matter. Like it's just they just disappear after she gives her speech and then she gets killed by Jon Snow. We don't see for them. Like it's over. They're gone. Are you sailing west to discover America? Says Eddie Allen. Probably. 8 people were waiting after the credits like a Marvel movie. Like this is. It's like so bad. Like it's like had to be purposely done bad. You know, like nobody said like they gotta watch this episode. You know what I mean? To edit it and everything. And nobody said, you know what, this sucks. Like we gotta do something else here. Like, let's give them something. Let's give them a fight with Grey Worm and Jon Snow at least. Jon Snow, King in the North, right? Was all this experience in war, some Battle of the Bastards to Hardhome against the Army of the Dead, and and Winterfell, and all this shit. Grey Worm grew up as an Unsullied, and he has experience in battles, taking over Meereen and following his queen in Westeros, and destroying the Lannisters and Casterly Rock, even though they were kind of fucked over in that case. But their ships got burnt. But nonetheless, so you would think that would have set something up. And they fast forward everything anyway. To just have Sansa there anyway, have Arya there, and they kind of know this is the fight to the death. They could have done that. Doesn't mean the episode would have been good, but at least would have had a real good like one-on-one battle. Wait, this can't be it. No, that is it. Yeah, facts. Boxing fans says victims of their own success. Eddie LM. Game of Thrones just had to put out their shit season and finale at the same time that Avengers Endgame was out. Two massive fan bases and entitled at this point. God took the L here. And they were on fire, man. Even though guys like me and many people that kind of knew they were rushing through shit and the writing was kind of inconsistent, people were like loving, like their reactions was just overwhelming for episode 3. Like, say what you want. Episode 3 had unbelievable like reactions, and then they just devalued it with what they did in the next 3 episodes. It tells you there's a lot of things they could have done better. I've explained some of those, but like thinking back, the Sunday they should have had like Cersei should have had it like stripped naked and walk down in a walk of shame from the Red Keep all the way to the gates and had the people of King's Landing throw shit at her and spit on her and humiliate her, like the people, right, in the streets. And right when she reached the gates, have one of her guards chop her head off, and then they close the gates, right? Then, like, it would have been an open question. Like, look at what they did to her, then they killed her. And then it would have been a better debate whether she should have burned the shit down. You would have actually had people saying, fuck those people. Look at what they did, right? They could have done that, but no, we're just going to, chop her head off and that's it. And instead of just going after Cersei, she's going to punish the whole city. It's just like a simple idea I'm putting out there, just off the top of my head. Something they could have done, right? Like they could have had Danny thinking about what the people did to her and then punish the people. They could have done that. Hey, Tana, episode 3 was the beginning of the end for me. Eddie Allen, episode 3 came out at the same week as Endgame. It was a great week for entertainment. Cobra Kai season 2 came out that week. I remember the memes like which Stark had a better weekend, Arya or Tony Stark, right? And no spoilers, by the way. I haven't seen it yet, but anyway, I still haven't seen it. Unbelievable. I'm glad Game of Thrones is over. Maybe I could go to the weekend movies next week and actually just go watch Endgame. All right. Unbelievable. Those listening live right now, take a moment, thumbs up the video. Oh, man, I'm so disappointed. I feel like, man, why is it so hard to let you go? Woo-hoo! Remember that song from Aerosmith? All those late night promises, I guess they don't mean a thing. Baby, what's the hurry? That you find another man. Is it easy to sleep in the bed that we made? Anyway, I feel like broken heart here. I feel like this hot girl that loved me and it was just great and everything was good. And then I started seeing little signs, but I was in love, so I just didn't pay attention to them. I let it go. Towards the end of the relationship, my expectations were that high, but as long as she was just did the bare minimum, I could tolerate it. And then in the end, she just fucked another dude. Like that's how I feel, right? That's how I feel right now. If somebody came out and man, y'all got trolled. Well, we did. Not wrong. Unbelievable. Boxing fan says, growing as adults going to movies made for 7-year-olds with shallow plots and writing. It was terrible. It's for kids movie. If you're a kid, fair enough. I think it's referred to Endgame is why God sucks. Yeah. I wonder if this ending will affect other projects. It will. Like they're gonna work on the Long Night. Well, I mean, look how after you saw what happened to the Night King, it's like, well, who cares? Yawn. Like, we saw what happened. It'll turn off. This is bad for HBO too, man. This is bad. First of all, I know this for a fact. Okay, a bunch of HBO subscriptions canceled tomorrow. It's gonna happen. It's a Monday. Okay, people are gonna. It's gonna happen. People are like, fuck. There's gonna be people. First of all, they're out of anger. Like, fuck this shit. They're gone done. By the way, I feel bad for people that like have been bought. Like, I know people that bought like seasons 1 through 4. You know, I feel bad for them, man. You know, because like you bought it, like you spend this money and then for what? You know, I would have forked out my money to buy all 8 seasons if they just gave me a decent ending. They fucked up the Aegon Targaryen storyline. The whole thing, like the reason it did the brand thing, I think, is just so they could be like, see, everything we did that you say didn't make sense. Bran was the one pulling the string so he could have control all along. Right? It's their way of filling in all the fucking gaps they've had in the last 3 seasons. That's why they put this motherfucker in the fucking Iron Throne. Even though there's no more Iron Throne. Like, what was the symbolism there? Who fucking knows? It's just cool that the dragon like melted down the Iron Throne. It's cool. Isn't it cool? I mean, talk about pathetic here. The only redeeming factor of this last episode is Tini Gonzalez, was Drogon destroying the Iron Throne and Jon reuniting with Ghost. The rest is just BS. Yeah, he finally pet Ghost. We should have known he was going to end up back, but Age of 10 D&D, you know what is better than Jon sitting in the Iron Throne? Having it burned down and Bran sitting in a wheelchair. They're going to make, you know what they're going to do? They're going to make an Iron Throne wheelchair. That's what they're going to do. They're just going to get a bunch of swords, just put them together, and then it's going to be a wheelchair. And, the handles in a wheelchair are going to be like the handles of the swords. Isn't that cool? Helps sales quality for work doesn't. Yeah. Boxing fan, they see plot and writing doesn't matter and only hype. Eddie Allen, the prequel is called Blood Moon, and showrunners have a way better resume than dumbass D&D. They will kick ass, and I think the new Blade Runner. Blood Moon, and that's what, about Valeria or something? What is that about? And all they needed was a reasonable ending. Just an okay ending. That's it. They didn't expect that, quote unquote. Tina Gonzalez, the Red Witch resurrecting Jon, the prophecy and his identity being revealed, all for nothing. They completely destroyed the whole series. I agree. Great con. It's true. It's absolutely true. What's the whole point? Why have, it's one thing, if you tell me, no, style the Azor Ahai thing, that's a book thing. It's not that's not in the Game of Thrones. The Red Witch brought it up. She thought Stannis was Azor Ahai. And then she's like, you know what? No, it's Jon Snow. And then they even had her bring it up in front of Missandei and Daenerys, which started hinting maybe she's Azor Ahai. Because Missandei's translation from Valyrian was, it could be a man or a woman. And okay. No, Azor Ahai is Ira. Because, that's a symbol in this style. Do you see the horse? There was a white horse, this style. Seriously. All right. The white horse scene was stupid. It didn't mean anything. What did she do with a poor white horse anyway? This white horse just survived the burning of King's Landing. And Arya takes a moment to caress the horse, look at the horse. They put all this dramatic music to make us think it means something. It didn't mean anything. It doesn't look cool. She just rode away with the horse. Next episode, no horse to be found. Did you guys see the horse? The horse is in the back of a milk cart. No, nobody knows anything about the horse. No meaning. Arya was there for nothing. She was there for nothing. I get what Clegane was there. They gave us Clegane Bow. The Hound slices up 3 Kingsguards like they're nothing. The best knights in all of Westeros. Just slices them up. Struggled with 3 average jabronis at a bar, okay, or a tavern or whatever, right? A couple seasons ago, defending Arya, almost got killed, got knocked down. Impressive. He killed 3 dudes, grown-ass men. But he just sliced up 3 Kingsguards. Anyway, just details. Details. That's all this was, details. Take a moment. Thumbs up the video, by the way, if you're listening live. Tell me what you think about this episode. I'm still waiting for somebody to say, you're a fucking idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. This was the best finale of all time, or something. Tell me it was not that bad. I think it was a good episode or something. Can somebody tell me that? Is there anybody out there? Somebody put a thumbs down. Can that person tell me that it was a good episode? What's going on? NLN Blood Moon takes place thousands of years before the events of Game of Thrones. Good. The era of the Age of Heroes. Going into the long night when Houses Stark and Lannister were founded. Interesting. Now, they could do that, but they can't do Robert's Rebellion, right? We can't do Robert's Rebellion. I mean, everybody already knows the story. What? So what? People knew the story of King Henry VIII. They still did the Tudors. People know the story of Catherine of Aragon. There's the Stars is doing a series about it right now, which I'm watching. Not that bad, actually. Not that bad. I don't want to give away spoilers, even though you know the story, but some stuff is different. So what if people know the story? So what? Everybody knew that Anakin was going to turn into Darth Vader, but people watched it. Like it's you could like the anyway. By the way, Robert's Rebellion, great story, man. It's a backstory, but it's a great story. But thanks for that info, Eddie LM. AJ10, Bran, it was supposed to happen this way. I had to see Jaime and Cersei having sex, then break my legs. Let Jon kill Daenerys. It is destiny. Eddie LM D&D decided that Professor X was going to be king of the Six Kingdoms. And Jean Grey is queen of the one Mesa Kingdom up north. He's in a wheelchair, get it? They're gonna make like a special wheelchair like with the melted down swords, man. Look, I'm not even saying, guys, that it's possible that R. Martin told these dudes like, so tell us the ending, right? Well, Brad's gonna be in the Iron Throne, and I'm sure he has like a good way to get there. These guys they're like, well, I guess we'll figure it out, and they decided that. We're just going to randomly say it's him at the end. Like, surprise. And we got a shitload of plot holes, so we're just going to say it was Bran's plan all along. Right? Like, that's what it is. That'll cover our tracks. That'll cover our tracks. Oh, man. Maybe got haters liked it. See, I told you the series was overrated. They won. The people that say you're going to be disappointed, they won. So you got to give them their win. As people that follow the damn show, we got to take the L. It's just the way it is, guys. We got to take the L. Take the L. Own this. I'm owning this L. Okay? Because I thought they had an ace up their sleeve, and I said they're gonna give us a good. I mean, this is the same dudes that brought us seasons 1 through 4, even 5. Like, it's like they have to give us something. Like, they're gonna give us something, right? Like this is where they're just gonna let it all out. Like, but no, it was. I remember thinking to myself, I don't know if I'm the only one that had this feeling, but I'm watching and I'm like, this is the last episode ever. Like, can we get to like the good stuff? I was waiting. I was like, I was watching it. I looked at one of my cousins and I'm like, can they get this moving? Like, this is the last episode. Okay. Like, it's like they had nothing. There was no ace. I mean, I would have taken a 10 up the sleeve. Okay. You don't have an ace, fine. Do you have a king? No. Do you have a queen? No. Do you have a jack? No. Give me an 8. They had a fucking 2 on their fucking sleeve. A 2! Right? That's what they had up their sleeve. That's poker, by the way. Okay. People are like, well, what are they even talking about, man? George doesn't want to do it for some reason. He said not until books are finished, which probably never. Oh, this dude ain't going to finish shit. Tini Gonzalez, am I the only one who wished Drogon is real now and go Dracarys on Ting and Dong for this disaster of an ending? Sure. I wouldn't mind that is. Now that you mention it, sure, I'm on board. Dracarys, motherfuckers. Have you guys seen the memes, by the way? Cersei being like, I don't want to die. Like that, he says, Dracarys. Why couldn't they have them captured? Like, make it look like they escaped and then, You got them both on their knees and shit. It would have been epic. I've been waiting to see Cersei in the like the bitch should have been executed. She gets to die with the love of her life and shit. Okay. Oh, this is what we're gonna do. Okay. I got an idea. The whole fucking castle's gonna fall on them, right? In the next episode, Tyrion's gonna see, okay, the Jaime's hand, his metal hand sticking out. I thought the whole fucking castle fell on him. He removed a couple bricks, and there they are, laying on top of a bunch of rubble. Like, what? If you wanted to have a moment where Jaime's going to see his brother die, they should have just executed Jaime in front of him. But anyway. Oh, no, but you can't do that, D-Style. Why not? Ned Stark got executed. What the hell was the point of White Horse with Arya? Complete misdirection bullshit, Dale. I don't know, Dale. What we're talking about. Why the fuck did Brienne a fart get a vote on who gets to be king? I have no idea. Like, you know, at least Davos was like, I don't even know if I count, but I like the Davos character, by the way. But like when he says, I don't even know this counts, you know. By the way, Davos is there. And you know what I also noticed? Davos is like a dude, right? With this amazing skill of smuggling. Like when Stannis, and this is why I wanted him to do the prequel and do Robert's Rebellion, right? Because Davos was smuggling onions, so Stannis and his people that were being sieged, right? I believe by the Tartars. I could be wrong, but so excuse me if I'm wrong there, but they were under siege, right? And was it who had him under siege? I'm sure somebody knows. But he has this amazing skill of smuggling shit, right? When there's a siege and a way to getting out and nobody sees them. This skill was not displayed at all in this series, okay? I just saw an old man with a boat just show up in a random shore. That's all I saw, okay? But anyway, the only reason I'm bringing him up, like, so no one helps Tyrion escape and uses Davos to smuggle him out, or like, you know, I just oh man, I don't know. Did anybody see Davos' skill of a smuggler displayed in this series? Am I missing something? He just showed up with a boat on shore. That's all he did. You know, like what? He never displayed these skills. All right. Like anyway. D&D emptied the clip. They emptied the clip in the first seasons. Yeah, Eddie LM starting to think George R.R. Martin gave D&D false ending. Let them figure it out on their own because he knows they suck. All knowing that the fans would hate it, then rectify it with the books. I mean, it could be, but now he's put himself in a Pandora's box where he needs to deliver. All right? By the way, A Game of Thrones and Storm of Swords, great books, right? Great books. I just got to say. I haven't read all of Storm of Swords, but great book. I mean, the books are long as fuck, guys. I mean, holy shit, the books are long. All right, but well worth it. I remember I told my cousin today, spoiler alert, but like, you know, Catelyn Stark is brought back. It's just Lady Stoneheart, and and they're like in shock. They can't believe it. Right now, that's not on a Game of Thrones or anything, but it's just something I know as far as certain YouTubers I've seen on here. But like, there's so many things they could have done on this show that they chose not to do, and Martin could totally just go another direction here. You know, he knows what didn't work at least, right? So Eddie Allen, most of Mace Terrell's Bannerman from the Reach and Swords End under siege. Okay, I got you. All right. It was the Tyrells. Weren't the Tardis part of the Tyrells? And maybe I'm wrong about that, but maybe that's why I was thinking that. Eddie Allen, most of Mace Tyrells, okay, he helped smuggle Gendry out. Yeah, Wolf War, but like, I didn't see any skill. Like, that's something anybody could have done. Like, just me. Because they always look at him like, oh, he's the guy that could smuggle shit. You know? Like, he's like the faceless man of smuggling. Like that's the perception I get. But I don't see him do anything special, right? Like, he doesn't show up at the dusk of dawn and this is where he puts the boat and it's covered by leaves or something. Or it's at this time that the gold cloaks are here and he knows everything. There's just no like skill involved. He just shows up with the boat on shore. Like anyway, that's me. Eddie Allen occupying the armies of the Reach at Storm's End is a huge reason why Robert's rebellion was successful. The Reach was the largest army, and most of them weren't used to fight Robert's main host. The Tardis are Tyrell's bannermen. They were there at the seats too. Gotcha. All right. Gotcha. So that's where the confusion was. But nonetheless, I like to see Robert's rebellion, man. That's something I honestly would like to see. And I want to see the Battle of the Trident. I want to see Rhaegar versus Robert Baratheon with his fucking Warhammer. I want to see Robert Baratheon in his fucking prime. Okay. I want to see like the Sword of the Morning, like fuck some shit up. Right? I want to see just everything. I want to see a young Jaime Lannister. I want to see Jaime stab the Mad King when his Saint burned them all. I want to see the whole thing. I want to see it. Like, give it to me. I want to see this shit. And yeah, it's fucked up. And I want to see what the Mountain, fucking do the fucked up shit he did to the Queen and her babies. Fuck it. It's part of the story. So we could understand the depths of it. I want to see Rhaegar and Lyanna fall in love and just see it from different perspectives. Like people that know that they ran away together, the people that think she was stolen. Brandon Stark show up to King's Landing and demand, right, that the Mad King or that if I don't know, he shows up asking for Rhaegar. The Mad King, locks him up for conspiring to kill the prince and for treason. He calls the dad over. Like the whole, I want to see the whole enchilada. I want to see everything. Because at least that story, we kind of know the core aspects of the story. They just got to, hopefully they could fill in the gaps. And kind of have it, where kind of, because we know the important factors of it, so they can't fuck that up. Like that story is set in stone. So that's what I want to see. Man, all the Robert's Rebellion thing and the rest of Game of Thrones just have Brandon the Broken on the fucking Iron Throne. Unbelievable. The Tardis and the Tyrell Bannermen, they were at the seats too. AJ10, the Mountain was a real Thanos of the series. He took quite a knife better than the Night King. Yeah. Eddie Alem, can you imagine Aegon's Conquest or a Dance of Dragons Civil War? That's great too. Yeah. Holy shit, HBO probably couldn't afford that. The Dance of Dragon, they probably couldn't afford that. I mean, that would be insane, right? Especially after this season sucked. And they're like, oh, this is a prequel to Game of Thrones. Oh, fuck you. You know how many people are going to, like, this is going to, maybe the prequel will still be successful, but they would have been more successful if this shit was more successful. I can't wait to see how many people unsubscribe from HBO, man. A lot of people are going to unsubscribe. A lot of people subscribe just for this. How many people are going to stick around after this disappointment? I mean, this was a disappointment. For those listening live right now, take a moment, thumbs up the video. Let's get to 20 likes before I get the hell out of here. Right? I need 3 more likes so I can get the fuck out of here. This is a boxing channel. Well, I'm kind of glad I got people on here, by the way. Thank you for listening. HBO subscriptions are definitely going down tomorrow. Absolutely. They you know what though, Eddie LM, they couldn't do Aegon's Conquest. You know, they can do that. I mean, that would start off with fucking dragons. Okay, I know people talking about, oh, they should do. Somebody say it, and it's not like it's not that I disagree with them, but they're like, they should do a series about Valyria and the fall of Valyria. You guys got any idea how much money that would cost? Like, you know how many dragons there was in Valyria? And you can't do Valyria without dragons, right? The Targaryens were like just like an ordinary house. They weren't even one of the top dogs in Valyria, right? You know how many fucking dragons there would be in Valyria? Are you nuts? They can't afford that. Fucking HBO will go bankrupt. The reasoning for using ghosts less, okay, and the direwolves was because they cost so much money. Like, you're telling me that they're going to be using this, like, Valyria, where every shot outside is going to have dragons flying around? No, there's no way. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love a series about, Valyria and the doom of Valyria. That would be great. Because I know there's some shit there with the Faceless Men, and I know there's some shit there that they could do. By the way, what happened to the Faceless Men? Did they just let Arya go? Like what? Like, they just let her go. Like, they just let her live. Like, I don't know. I just feel like there was a lot of unanswered questions there. It's just like, well, we need her to be an assassin, so yeah. They could have just skipped the whole Faceless thing, right? And just had Jon Snow kill the Night King. Like they could have had the Northerners go kill the Freys. They didn't need Arya to become an assassin. Okay. But it's one of we're just going to make the Faceless Men pointless as fuck. Okay, great. The Faceless arc was a waste of time. It was not used. It didn't. They just did it to turn her into an assassin. That's what it was. Eddie Alem, Delirium the Black Tread was the largest Targaryen dragon ever. Would be great to see Aegon wrecking shop on him. Yeah, I agree. What was the name of that castle? I forgot the name of the castle. He fucking the greatest fortress ever created that he fucking burned down and shit. Oh shit, man! The burnt castle. I forgot the name. I'm sure somebody will put it on there. By the way, those listening live, take them on thumbs up the video. We're at 18 likes, 2 more. We'll get to 20, and I get the hell out of here. All right. I will say, what is the name? The name escaped me. Harrenhal. There you go. Yes, that's Harrenhal's the one. I mean, that'll be an epic fucking scene to watch, right? Apparently the king was like, man, I got a fucking fortress, motherfucker. Right? Well, obviously they won't talk like that, but okay, but I got a fortress. And suppose he tells Aegon, stone doesn't burn, right? Fucking the dragon fire melted the fucking stone, right? I want to see that, right? But you're right, it is Harrenhal. You're right about that. Yeah, like the Faceless thing was just rushed as fuck, and I mean, I don't know, man. They just a lot of unanswered things. We all kind of just accepted that Arya was a Faceless Man and she's an assassin. She's no one, and no one could kill the Night King, and no one did. I get it, okay, but is she really no one? I thought she wanted to be a Stark, but now she wants to go out west. I mean, seriously. Tina Gonzalez says, "Ding dong, completely forgot about Nymeria too." Yeah, it's just they just like, oh, they forgot the whole point of the direwolves. Like, what was the point of that scene? Like, I know there has to be a point to it, some symbolic shit. What was the point of finding the the five dire wolves and oh look, Lord Stark, they're meant for you. You were meant to have them. Please, Father. Remember that shit? You will train them yourselves. You will feed them yourselves. And if they die, you will bury them yourselves. Did any Stark ever really bury their own fucking... Did that ever happen, by the way? I don't think that ever happened. I don't think any Stark ever buried their own fucking direwolf. Right? Um, but, yeah. The Targaryen Civil War would be cool to see. It would. But, man, that would cost a lot of money. Eddie Allen didn't completely destroy it, but everyone inside the castle was cooked like they were in a stove. Yeah, which, by the way, makes me wonder, like the Drogon's fire apparently, like, just blows, like, shit up. Like, it's just crazy. It didn't, like, I don't know, man. It's just crazy. It was like Cyclops' laser instead of fire, like, it's just like, but I digress, okay. At that point, it is nitpicking at that point. But I like Harrenhal. I liked it on the show. I mean, it, like, you saw it, you're like, man, that shit looks burned down, and apparently nobody ever wanted that land, but I think they gave Littlefinger that land. Apparently. But you guys get it though? Like, Bran is the king, and Sansa is the queen of the north, and Arya is sailing west with the Stark flag to, I don't know, to do what? I don't know. Like, I don't understand the point. Like maybe they'll do a series about that. I don't know, but there doesn't seem to be a point, right? And she has a Stark flag, and she tells Jon, like, I'll never see you again ever. Like why? Like, geez, is that serious, Arya? But yeah. What are you gonna do? I'm so disappointed in this episode, man. I can't say it. I just can't say it enough. I can't say it enough. I'm so disappointed. I mean, I'm so disappointed in this episode. Coming in with low expectation. We got to hold that L. I can't get mad at people that tell me, man, you wasted your time with that show. I can't get mad at them. It's true. It's absolutely true. So disappointed. So many things they could have done that would have been at least okay. And this is what they gave us. This is what they gave us. I mean, I am highly disappointed. Eddie L. Lamp says, didn't completely destroy it, but everyone inside the castle was cooked. No, that's not what I was about to read. There we go. There's no way the books will end this badly. Even if the fate of the characters are similar. No, because he will, by the time Bran is king, you will be like, yeah, I saw that, he told a really good story getting there. That didn't happen here, guys. All right? Not even close. Not even close. Not even close, man. Unbelievable. I'm highly, highly disappointed in the show. Shiki Aitug and Arya should have died last episode. Her role in this episode was pointless. And for her to just go west just to fuck off in the end. I'm going to go west. Why? I don't know. Because nobody knows what's west. Okay. What are you trying to accomplish? I don't want to be a lady. That's not me. What do you want to be? I just want to randomly, go across the narrow sea and just do random shit like that. You know what? And then, this is dumb. The Black Fire Rebellion, man, that the Targaryen Civil War would be something. I don't think they'll do it because of the budget. Those fucking dragons cost a lot. You know what I mean? Aegon's Conquest, same thing. The only good thing is, you could do Aegon's Conquest, in a season or two. Depends, The Blackfire Rebellion, 2-3 seasons, you can do it. They could have left some openings here for the prequels to kind of fill in the gaps. That's not what they did here, by the way. But, the whole thing's loony. Shigai Tuggan says it'd be cool if she goes so far west just to fall to her death. Surprise! The earth is flat. Yeah. Like, boom, I'm dead. Like, just because no one's gone west, like what? What? I know somebody told me the Faces man told her she needs to go west. Like, I don't even know if that's true, but that's what I heard. Maybe I'm missing something here. But she didn't listen to the Faces man anyway. Like, well, why would she suddenly listen? I don't get it. Right? I'm at 19 likes. Give me one more like. Somebody take a moment, thumbs up the video, and we'll get to the 20 likes. All right? And I'll shut up. Anyway. I don't know what they're going to do with this Arya thing. She's a popular character. So I don't know if they'll do a spin-off with Arya, going west. I don't know what they would call it. The West with Arya. I don't know, right? I don't know if they'll do any spin-offs after this. I don't know, right? I don't know if that's what they'll do. Ding, 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 ding. We got to the 20 like. Thank you. Right? Talking Game of Thrones finale here. I don't think I'll ever talk Game of Thrones again, by the way. I don't think I'll ever do it, but feel free to subscribe. This is a boxing channel. I talk other random shit once in a while for those just tuning in because of the Game of Thrones thing. But thanks for tuning in. And Eddie LM says, I don't think the Blackfire Rebellions had dragons. The last rebellion, aka War of the Nip Kings, was great, and that should do one. That's where Tywin made a name for himself. I could be mistaking Blackfire Rebellion with the Dance of Dragons, right? I'm probably confusing the two, but forgive me. With that said, Chinky Eyed says they'd probably make some kind of assassin video game for Arya. She's too popular for them not to try to make more money off of the popularity. Right on PlayStation 4 by Arya video game going far west, where she kills green-eyed demons. Like just to save face with the prophecy not being fulfilled. All right. Yeah. By the way, when in season 2 or season 3? I forgot what season it was. When the Red Woman looks at Arya in the eyes and says, "You will close many eyes, brown eyes, blue eyes, green eyes." I honestly don't believe she meant like blue eyes was like the White Walkers. I just don't believe that. I just it's not like Dragon's Bane. I mean, not Dragon's Bane. Giant's Bane had fucking blue eyes. I think she just meant you're gonna kill all types of people. Like you're gonna kill because there's people in Westeros with brown eyes and green eyes, and I think it meant like people on her list, right? Like I think that's what it meant, and maybe she was meant to kill Cersei. Maybe it was. Maybe that was meant to be, but Anyways, guys, this is D-Style. I got to roll, right? That's those that tuned in. I'm out of here. Peace.